Hey guys, this is Reverend Sean over at the Center Path. Come on, let's take a walk and finish up some stuff we've been talking about. Go on the web and look at our website, thecenterpath.org, and you can download the cheat sheet that we're going through for these, as well as the info sheet I have on each of the topics. Today we're going over the last and final section of the Eightfold Path, which is the Samadhi or concentration portion. And we're going to have to do these in probably 3 different sections because there's 3 parts and they're pretty in-depth. So stick with me. So hey guys, here we are, Eightfold Path again. I just had a little mini separator in there, and we have our stuff. Gives you a chance to subscribe, look at some of the comments, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, go and hunt down that site and all that jazz. So we're going over the Eightfold Path. Remember, the Eightfold Path is the last part, the 4th part of the Four Noble Truths. And the Four Noble Truths end up with what's called the Eightfold Path. There's 8 sections, and those 8 sections are separated into 3 main concepts. The concept number 1, which is prajna or wisdom, and that's going to be your right view or belief and your right intention or thought. The second part is called sila, or morality and virtue, and that's going to be 3 pieces, which is 3, 4, and 5, which is going to be your speech, right action, and right livelihood, which we've gone over already. And then the last section here that we're going over, which is the only section there is right samadhi or concentration. This is where we get into contemplation, we get into meditation, and those kind of things. So we have 3 parts to that. Number 6 of the Eightfold Path is the right effort, and then right mindfulness or meditation, and then the last one is right concentration. Remember, the Eightfold Path has to do with the 8 spokes of the wheel. The dharma wheel is what we call it. You'll see that as one of the icons, one of the very typical things that we see in Buddhism. So each one of those will support the cart of Buddhism, the entire idea, the vehicle. If you say Mahayana, Theravada, and Vajrayana, those are all the vehicles. It'll support that, but they all go back to the center hub, which is going to be the Four Noble Truths, basically. Remember, here also we're trying to develop and we're trying to enhance our compassion and balance it with our enhanced wisdom, and this will allow us to have a much better life. We're trying to take out a lot of the esoteric stuff right now, and a lot of the maybe magical things or things that are a little bit more dogmatic, because we're trying to make this very applicable and very simple, which is exactly what the Buddha was trying to do when he developed, they didn't even call it Buddhism then, they just called it the way of living without stress, basically. He was trying to reduce his own tension, stress, depression, loneliness, feelings of loss, grief. He was trying to really work on those things for himself so that he would not have those, because he knew that was the core of suffering. And he went through, and that's what he taught for 45 years, walking around all of India. And he taught people that were, the poorest of the poor, the lowest of the castes, to the highest of the castes, the kings, emperors, and the Brahmin priests, and all of these guys. He taught them, but he had to teach each one of them differently. And this is something we have to maintain and remember when we're starting to practice this for ourselves. Because there's some concepts we're going to be like, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. And those are ones that you need to explore. And those are the ones that you need to sit with and do your practice. So the practice that I try to get people to do is spend 3 to 5 minutes doing a settling meditation where there's trying to get the brain, the mind to stop. Or get the mind to slow down. Not stop. It's not going to stop. But at least get it to slow down so there's not so much coming at you at once. We're trying to let it settle. And then once that's done, once we feel a little settled, then we can take the next concept, if we will, and we can either do the meditation of our choice, or we can start looking at some of these things as our contemplations. And today we're going over number 6 of the Eightfold Path, which is right effort in your practice. Okay, so how is your effort going? And you're looking at yourself, you're sitting here in meditation, you're contemplating, am I pushing myself too hard, or am I pushing myself not hard enough? This is where we have some balance. We're developing wisdom and we're developing compassion. Remember, we have to balance those 2 things for ourselves, because if they're not balanced, we're just not going to do well with this, okay, if that makes sense. So, prevent evil in our efforts and stress of the mind. We're trying to get rid of those stresses and what we call evil or non-useful or unskillful thoughts and actions and activities and stuff. Try to reduce those. And as you start to develop yourself on this path, you will do that kind of thing. There's going to be things that will stop bothering you completely, because you know it doesn't matter to you. And it's not going to matter to you because of a few things. One, because of the entire expanse of all time in the universe. Nothing really does matter anyway. It's all void and null of any substantiated existence. And then the other part is, too, you start to see and understand that those stresses, which may come from other people or other things that go on, you're putting too much into it. Okay, and as you start to see that, then you start to let go of those things, and that's a very healthy way to be, as long as you're balancing again wisdom and compassion. So we're getting rid of evil thoughts or unskillful thoughts. Let's put it that way. It's easier because evil has a whole emotional charge, and we don't want to get into that kind of thing. We're trying to see things a little bit more objectively, right? We're trying to get rid of unskillful ideas and thoughts and actions that have already come up. We're trying to promote and cause good or skillful actions, thoughts, and mental formations and all of that kind of stuff in our minds and bodies and our lives. We're trying to promote those. Okay, so get rid of bad, bring in the good. And people do a lot of meditation that way. Bring in the good and let out the bad. That's a very good one to do because it's a visualization and it's a contemplation, and it gets us to understand that when we release, we're releasing that which is not good for us. We don't want it. Okay, we want to look at it is our effort holding on to that which is good? Is it holding on to that which is bad for us or not good? The actual holding on to and avoiding mind, body, and spirit kind of things that are bad. Or in the Buddhist sense, we'll see many times it's our efforts to protect our mind, our body, and our speech. And also to develop our mind, our body, and our speech. And to see them wisely and as they are, our mind, our body, and our speech, and to understand them as such, our mind, our body, and our speech. So that's our sixth one there. Remember, there's a whole bunch of them there. We've already gone over the right view or right belief or understanding, which develops into right intention and thought. See how those relate to effort? Okay, we can start to see those. Right speech. We have to have an effort in changing the way our speech is. Is our speech useful or non-useful? Is it helpful or non-helpful? Is it good or bad, basically? Helpful and non-helpful are a little bit more useful for that. Our right actions. Are we doing things that are promoting our progress on our path, right? The centered path, if you will. It's promoting our movement on the path to become less stressed. That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to become less stressed. Right? We're not trying to float, and we're not trying to find nirvana yet and all that kind of stuff. We're just trying to be less stressed. We're going to have less suffering, cause less suffering, make our world a better place, make the world a better place, make everybody's world a better place. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Okay, so in our practice of this, let's do our contemplations and meditation. Remember, take 3 to 5 minutes and just do nothing. Just sit and let it all settle. And then after that, ring your bell, kind of change your position, get a drink of water or something like that, and do a contemplation. Do a contemplation on one of the Eightfold Path or the Four Noble Truths, or take these and use them as a study. Because that's what this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be a study process where you're developing your mind and your psychology and your mental abilities to help you get rid of things like anxiety, depression, frustration, loneliness, sense of loss, sense of being lost, all of these kind of things, which are, as you get down to it, you'll find there's a core similarities. Look at the Four Noble Truths, by the way. Okay, so this is Reverend Sean over the Centered Path. Hoping that you do well. Do your homework. Don't forget to download the cheat sheet on there. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down, give us a comment or a question, which I will definitely answer on these. And you take care of yourselves, and don't forget to do your meditations. Be well. Be good. Right action, right? Right effort, too. Make an effort to have right action.